And good morning, everyone. It's always one of the most special times to be able to welcome everyone because there's always such great smiling divine faces in the congregation. And I also want to welcome everyone online. It's always lovely for you to join us. We know that you're here in spirit and in so many ways, so we thank our online community as well as those in person. And we will begin with a prayer. Thank you for this divine day, for we are all here to allow ourselves to settle into the space of divinity. And in that settling, we have this awareness of who we are as individuals and as well as a community. And Unity of Richmond is a thriving community that supports everyone in the community in so many ways. And we're open for the opportunities and prosperity that flows in and through us, and for everything that comes by divine appointment to us this day. And for that we are so grateful. Amen. And now we are going to be doing our prosperity prayer. And it's on the board. If y'all can see that, you can please read it with me, but I will start with, this is our unexpected income prayer. I dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. The abundance of God is my infinite source. The river of life never stops flowing. It flows through me into lavish expression. God comes through me in unexpected avenues. God works in a myriad of ways to bless me. I now open my mind to receive my good. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to happen. With God as my source, everything amazes me. I give freely and fearlessly into life, and life gives back to me with fabulous increase. Blessings come in unexpected and unexpected ways. Thank you. I am grateful. Thank you, God. Okay. So this was my sheet. And so I read from this, and everyone else read from the screen. But you know what? It was almost the same, you know. What does it mean? It means that we are abundant and limitless. and that we're opening to the flow of unexpected income to Unity of Richmond. Okay, and now I'm going to read the daily word, and only I have it. So we're going to see how this one goes. Today is Sunday, March the 16th, and the word is quietness. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax. My breathing becomes regular and easy. And the busy stream of my thoughts slow as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm God is here, right now. And continued relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord. There are no concerns. There is only God within and all around. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am with you always. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace, and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. And this comes from Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. And then we're going to repeat this affirmation 3 times together, please. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. And so it is.
Good morning. Let's all stand and sing this together. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to stop. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. What else can lighten my load? And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
How beautiful. And we already have changed our minds because we're here. And so now I have the great opportunity to let you know all the wonderful things that we do here. We are going to be having a class beginning March 19th. It will be for 4 Wednesdays, March 19th, 26th, and then April 2nd and 16th. It will be from 6:30 to 8. It will be in person here at Unity. You can talk to Valerie if that's a conflict for you. And it will be our own Reverend Valerie. It's going to be a 4-week journey through the most effective and tested rules of prosperity. Now, how wonderful is that? And she will be here to remind us that prosperity incorporates so many things. It incorporates that inner state that we develop. It incorporates our prayer life, the abundance of understanding and knowledge and love that we all are. And it also then plays out into the external world through our actions, thoughts, finances, and interactions with others. So please join us beginning March the 19th. And then finally, winter seems to be over, and we've got spring coming. Yay. And so we're going to celebrate with an Easter breakfast. It's going to be from 9:15 to 10:30, Sunday, April 20th. The Men of Unity always come together and feed us a fabulous breakfast. And it's a great time to socialize. We'll have eggs, pancakes, bacon, coffee, fruit, and more. Who knows what that's going to be? It'll be great for everyone to come, but we do need some volunteers also. If you want to come beforehand to help set up or stay after the cleanup, we would really appreciate it. And then we always decorate our sanctuary for Easter, which is a lovely thing to do. And this year we're going to have Easter flowers instead of the traditional lilies. And so we're asking for an $18 donation, and that will represent one Easter flower bouquet. So if you would like to do that, you can do it in honor of someone that you want to memorialize or honor who is living now. You can sign up in the gathering space, and you also put down who it is that you're honoring so that we can make sure that that is taken care of. So thank you for that. And you know, one of the things that's the hallmark of Unity worldwide, as well as this church, is our prayer ministry. Prayer is the cornerstone. You know, Unity was founded, and we have Silent Unity that has been praying for over 100 years for nonstop. What a powerful thing. Not only does it affect each of us, it affects our community. It keeps our community stable, and it affects everyone in the world. So prayer is one of the most divinely appointed services that anyone can perform. And we always have an opportunity to be prayer chaplains. We have a prayer chaplain team here. They meet regularly. They bring phone calls to people. And they also pray with people before the service, and they hold all prayers confidentially. So if you're interested in any of this, please let us know. Reverend Valerie can answer any questions for you. I believe Carol's also available to answer any questions. She heads up that program for us in a beautiful way. And they can tell you anything about what's going on and how it is. The training will start March 28th. So make sure you know a little bit before then. Carol is here today, and Reverend Valerie is always available. And then we have our Course in Miracles, which meets every week. But we do want to announce that there's going to be a new starting time. It's going to begin now at 12:45 instead of directly after the service, because a lot of people want to socialize and get a little something to eat and might have to go to the bathroom. So now they're giving you time to take care of your needs and talk to each other and socialize. So please join them. It will be every Sunday at 12:45. And then always remember that we have karaoke night. And karaoke is always the fourth Wednesday of the month, and it's Friday. Okay, Friday. Yeah, there must be a lot of karaoke people here. That's good. And so it's going to be Friday the 28th. So please join us for that. So lots of opportunities to serve and to be social, and for that we are so blessed. Thank you. I'm going to also right now pass around a sheet for you to sign up for this wonderful class that Valerie's offering if you would like to.
Good morning, beloveds. Bear with me today. I opened a show this week that's kicking my butt a little bit, so my voice is not as strong as it usually is, but my heart is here. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire. In darkest nights, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Ooh. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, 'cause all my life you have been faithful. Even when I don't sound good, y'all are so good to me, and I love you. Thank you.
Love. And we are its expression. So love is already part of us. Now, what are we doing with the love that we are? Are we cultivating that love? Are we sharing that love? And we have to share it with ourselves first, because I keep coming back to self. Because God created us to be its expression. But in its expression, we get to express through us. Everything that we experience and everything that we express comes to us first. So, if you think about love and hate, let's just take those two. What would you want to experience first? Love or hate? But when we're hating and we're being critical and irritable, we're getting those first fruits. You might be directing it out to somebody else, but because it's coming from you, you get first fruits. So it's really important as we navigate our lives and we're doing the things that we're doing, is are we coming from that place of love? God is a giving God, and God is always giving forth of itself, and that shows up as love. Everything begins with love. Everything. God is love. Love is. So it is already there, but what are we doing with it? How do we experience it? Are we allowing God's love, the love that we are, to be the harmonizer, to be the healer? Because it's well within our power to express that. The song said love is a decision. Well, it truly is. And it's a choice that we get to make in each and every moment. And we don't always get it right. Trust me, I don't. But in each and every moment, we have an opportunity to recreate or to reimagine that opportunity to be love in the world, to be love with ourselves. I mean, this morning I was getting dressed and I combed my hair and I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, oops, you're being critical. You're being critical. How could I be more loving about this hair? And so I just, I got to work with what I got. It may, and it's funny, you're laughing, but it's like, it's in the eyes of the beholder. It's from my perspective, because I don't know how many people came to me, oh, Robin, your hair looks so nice. Thank you. And so we get to change our perspective. We get to change the way we see things. We can always go higher. I don't know how many of you have seen The Shack, but there's a part in the movie The Shack where the guy's whacking the weeds, and he's like, man, this is such a mess. But then Octavia Spencer invites him to go higher. And when he goes higher, he sees the beauty of the garden. So we're hanging out with the weeds. All we're going to see is the weeds. Can we be that expression of love and rise higher to see from the vantage point that God sees? Because God only sees love. And the funny, or not so funny part is, whatever you're loving, whatever your focus of attention is, that's what you're going to get. So if you're mad and angry and irritable and cranky, guess what you're going to get? More of the same. One of the unity principles, thought, tell the mind, produce after their kind. So it's, and we are the keepers of ourselves. We are the ones that are creating these experiences, whether we want to take responsibility or not. Love is a gift. It's an opportunity. And we get to decide, because every moment we're choosing. Every moment we're choosing. Don't kid yourself. Every minute we're choosing. And we may not like the choices that are before us, but we are still choosing. And we get to either choose from love, from hate, from fear, from apathy, but the choice is still ours. And can we cultivate that feeling, that feeling, that love feeling? You know how good it feels to be in love, right? So could you imagine taking away that part of it, but that feeling, that stir, that attractiveness, the appeal of love, and allowing that to express out from us and in us? Because we have to, let me correct that. We have the opportunity to, because God gave us free will. God gave us free will, so we have the right to choose whatever we want. It may not be our highest and best choice, but we get to choose. And so when we understand the power and the opportunity that we have in each and every given moment to be the example, to be the love, to be the joy, we have a gift that, we understand that we're choosing. Not all the world knows that they're choosing. They think that it's happening to them. But the reality is that life presents us with opportunities, with those events, so that we can choose love. Nothing comes before us that is not for us. Nothing. And God gave us everything. When I came to uni, the first thing I heard, God gave you everything you need in this life. You don't need anything else. And I'm like, okay. But what I have learned is that within our spirit, we have everything that we need. There is not a place that we can go, anything that can confront us, that we are not capable, qualified to move through. Didn't say it was always going to be easy, because let's not get it twisted. It's not always easy. But trust me, it's like a diamond. A diamond's got to have pressure to become a diamond. And an oyster, a pearl comes from an irritated oyster. So it's not always pleasant. But when we understand that we have everything that we need to move through these opportunities, we become a beacon. We become a gift. Become irresistible. People want to be around us because they want to understand, how is it that we're moving through? How are we moving through? We may not be moving in ease, but we know who's moving with us. We do not do anything alone. God is ever present, always available. You hear that? Available. So are you choosing to go deeper with God? Are you choosing to make God your partner? Are you choosing to use the teachings that we learn here about God and about ourselves? Because God is us. We are it. Barbara always reminds me when I talk about God, she says, no, I'm the God in you. Remember, it's the God in you. And the fact is that we do have that God self. Do we rely on it? Do we look to it? In this time that we live, it's about trusting God. Trusting the God in us, trusting the God in man, and trusting God in our world, because God is everything that is. Emerson says that God is a synonym for love. And we know that God is all there is. All there is. The furniture, the church, the people, and believe you me, this is a divine appointment. We are all here today because we've all agreed to be here, to hear this message, to give me feedback. And what I mean by that, your presence, your participation in this service impacts me. Because I'm standing up here, but we're doing this all together. We're doing this all together. And when we understand that we're not alone, we're never alone. There's always going to be an answer. There's always going to be a person. I did the float. I went into a float zone and did the float. And one of the things that I realized in the tank was that Spirit is always supporting me, even when I can't see it or feel it, because that's its purpose. It is here to love, to nurture, to guide, provide, and protect. And when we understand that that's who and what God is, and that we have the opportunity to be the same to each other, we become dynamic, irresistible, and the thing about it, as we live our lives from a place of love, we are attracting people to us because they want to know, what do you know? You know, it's not what it's, you know, it's important what we say, but it's important how we show up. You know, what you do when nobody's looking is the truth of you. You know, and can we lean into that? Can we rest in that? You know, and for me, how it all starts, because, you know, we're talking about the irresistible power of divine love, but how do we get there? And I read something the other day, and I thought it was so cool. It was like communion with God. Just taking time daily to commune with God, to have that space. You know, Barbara talked about quietness. You know, we do need to slow these minds down. We do need to quiet ourselves so that we can hear the voice of God and to feel the presence of God. I mean, I know in my meditation time, if I'm looking to experience joy or love or any of those qualities and attributes of God, I just take the time to be still. And, you know, the one thing about the breath, it stops the mind. That's why those deep cleansing breaths are so important, because it stops the brain from thinking, because we can't breathe and think at the same time. I thought that was fascinating. But when you allow yourself to just be at one with God and ask, claim, declare that you are that experience, that whatever it is that you're seeking is seeking you. And you already have it. It's just the recognition and the acknowledgement of those qualities, because we come with everything that we need. And it's so important to take that time, because we get busy. We're all busy. But I thought it was really interesting in this article I read the other day. It's like, can you take a moment, just a moment, take a deep centering breath. Thank you, God. God is with me. That scripture, be still and know. Be still and know whatever it is that you need to know. As simple as that phrase, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am love. And ask God how to show your love, because everyone's not here to show the same thing. I went to a event with Marianne Williamson back in November, and she talks about love. We all know that. And one of the things she said is, it's so important, especially right now, to get clear about love. But it's also important to get clear about what your part is in this love fest, because it's not the same for everyone. And we each need to stay in our lane and do what's ours to do, not what everybody else wants you to do, because you may wind up in a situation that you don't belong because you're following the gang. We're each unique expressions of God, and we get to express ourselves in a way that supports our highest and best versions of ourselves, to be the love that we were intended to be on this planet. Because we didn't come here for discord. We didn't come here for conflict. We came here, and we all agreed, all of us, everything that's on this planet right now, agreed to be here, right now. Because we can do this. We are capable of allowing the expression of God that we are to use our gifts and talents, to give of ourselves, and not a little bit and let's see if somebody else will respond. You know, love doesn't require a return. Love does not require a return. Love is love for love's sake. You love people where they are. You don't have to agree, because Lord knows some people I don't agree with. But you have to, you know, we have, and it's, I keep saying have to, but there are no have tos. We're choosing to be the love. I mean, how sweet would it be if we all just lay down our armor, our baggage, and allow the love of God to permeate and to infuse us? You know, because we've got things going on that kind of act like a form of a resistance, you know. And when we're being in a place of confusion, God is not confusion. When we're being critical or irritable or impatient, that's not of God. All of that crimps the flow, you know. And how much do you want to crimp the flow? You know, God's love is all encompassing. And it came, you know, we came to this planet to have a good life, a full life, a full life, abundant in all areas. And when we look at our lives and we see anything less than that, the first person that we have to look to is ourselves. Because we are the co-creators of our lives. And believe it or not, you're the star of your movie. And so all the players that show up, they have been invited and welcomed. And, you know, I know for myself sometimes the things that show up in my life, I'm like, did I really do that? You know, and I would like to say, no, I didn't. But if I'm honest with myself, on some level, I created and allowed that. And what it also gives us the opportunity to change it. You know, we are not locked into anything. Everything is temporary. Everything. And that's why I love the moment by moment. When I taught school years ago, and I taught middle school, I love middle school. And every once in a while, I would have a student that would try my nerves. And what I found myself doing after a certain point of time, I would just take them out to the hallway, and I said, okay, so we're going to wipe the slate clean. You're going to have an opportunity to have a different experience, and I'm going to have an opportunity to have a different experience. The choice is yours. If you keep going down the road you're going to go down, we're going to have to take it to another level. We're going to have to do some things that you don't want me to do. But what I learned in those times is that by giving people an opportunity to do something different, I could give myself a different experience of those individuals, and I could hold them in a higher place by being willing to live moment by moment. It's so important to remember that everything is progressing. We're progressing. No matter what it looks like, we're always moving forward. And when we allow the love of God that we are it. We allow and we give others permission to do the same. You know, when we express a kindness to someone, trust me, it makes an impression, especially when they feel like it's unwarranted. And, you know, and that's what God does. God doesn't hold us hostage or prisoners of our past. God sees us as God created us to be, and it gives us the opportunity to reinvent and reimagine ourselves. So why not imagine ourselves irresistible, divinely irresistible? I mean, to me, that's beyond irresistible. To be divinely irresistible is the opportunity to be that beacon on a hill that's not hiding who we are. Because we all have gifts and talents. We have all something to give. We came here to give. God gives freely. We have the opportunity to give freely because we are naturally givers. And not that we're not receivers, don't get it twisted. We are receivers, but understand the cycle of giving and receiving. In order for someone to receive, someone has to give. And I was told once by a young lady sitting all the way in the back of the room that, Robin, there are many people that love you here. Why would I deny someone the opportunity of being a giver by not being a joyful receiver? I remembered that. And it changed my life because I was naturally a giver, but I was a terrible receiver. You know, and when it was explained to me the benefit of the reciprocal nature of giving and receiving, so when we're giving forth love, we're going to receive it back, because what we send out always comes back. And so why not be that irresistible divine expression of divine love? Because it's already there. All it needs is acknowledgement, encouragement, and the permitting of it. Because God gave us free will. I go back to free will. It's up to us individually and collectively to be love. But it always starts individually. I keep going back to that too, because we are born of love. We don't need another ounce of love. We don't. We're born of love. We already are love. And by the opportunity to share love, we get to expand the version of love that we are. And Dwight used to always ask us, how far is your reach? How far do you want your reach of love to be in this world? It's available. We know that everything starts in mind. And are we allowing our divine mind and the feeling nature? Neville Goddard talks about feeling is the secret. When we have mind and feeling and they merge, great things are possible. That magnetic energy of love and mind. You know, it's that constructive, positive mind, you know, and we all have this opportunity available to us. We all have this opportunity available to us. And can we, as God expressions, pass this on? Because there are people out there that don't know that they're loved. And there are people out there that don't know how to receive love. They don't even understand what it is. But the thing is, it's in us. And if we shine the light on them, they may begin to see that. And that armor that we put around ourselves sometimes will dissolve when we let love through and we open ourselves to receiving love. Because again, it's that reciprocal nature. And there's something very magnetic about the power of love. It heals, it's impersonal, and in forgiveness. Forgiveness is giving forth love. It's seeing the best in someone that they can't see in themselves. It's an opportunity for us to see beyond what we see, because we know that behind everything we see, there's more. Can we let the light of love show us the jewel in all situations? Can we find the gift in all situations? And that's our job. That's the spirit of us, the love of us. And can we acknowledge and embrace, just embrace the power and the presence of God, moving in, through, as, and for us. If God be for us, who can be against us? No one. No one, no thing. The Storm talks about nothing. What is it? No one and no thing is against us. Nothing is against us. Everything is for us, even if it ain't pretty. I mean, I just really invite you to really take a moment today and just consider how divine love can express first in your life. How can that healing balm be a part of your life and heal the places that you want to be healed? Because if you're thinking they need to be healed, trust me, they do. And we have within us, we don't have to look outside, we have within us that healing balm that heals. just take the time today and allow love's light to heal and to bring you joy. Because the only thing that comes from love is good stuff. And it's so as we are about our lives, loving and being loved, because love is a verb. Let's not forget it. Love is a verb. It's a feeling, but it's a verb. It requires action. And it's not necessarily always the doing, it's the being. Let your doing come from being the love that you are, because we get to be that which we desire to be. And it's all within our reach, because it's our choice. And our choice is our responsibility. We can't blame anyone for our choices, because they're ours. And when we start to understand that our choices impact all of us, we're not separate. We're not separate. We look separate, and we all look different. But the fact is, we come from the one source, and we are all part of the one. And so I would invite you now to take out your little index cards, because I'm going to wrap this up. But I wanted to ask you, and I apologize, because I really wanted to put them on a business card, but my internet wasn't working last night, so I'm going to have to ask you to write this. So there's 2 affirmations. We'll do the hardest one first. My heart is filled with love. My heart is filled with love. And I am not critical, irritable, or impatient. I am not critical, irritable, or impatient. I am divinely irresistible. And I'll read it one more time. My heart is filled with love, and I am not critical, irritable, or impatient. I am divinely irresistible. And the second affirmation, I am the love of God. I am the love of God. And I would just invite you to spend some time with those affirmations. And she even suggests in the article, because those affirmations came from the article that I read, that you use them for a short period of time and see how it changes your vibration, your energy, and your willingness to be loved. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you.
And so what a way to begin meditation. Knowing and being the love that we are. And so I invite everyone to settle into your seat. And let those words resonate in you, every cell, every thought. I am divinely irresistible. I am divine love. Knowing that, as we said earlier, there's an in-breath and a pause, and an out-breath and a pause. And it's in that pause, the pause between the breath, the space between the thoughts, that you have that inner arising. And what is it that is arising? It's It's your divinity. It's your essence. And your essence is all the qualities that you ever have imagined is God. And with the one right now resonating with us all is our irresistibility of love. I am love. Each essence is overflowing. It's as if inside we have a reservoir. And that reservoir never runs out. It's overflowing. And it's our awareness, it's our ability to tap in that lets it flow. Not only out in the world, but in every particle and cell of our being. And that's where the irresistibility comes from. You exude, you are. And as we settle in, knowing, I am divine love. I am irresistible. Be still and know. And now with a nice easy in breath and a nice slow release. When we have the experience of who we are, we don't have to open our eyes and leave it because we are it. And it's when we take this time to settle in, to rest, to ease into the divine essence and love that we are, that we are so it, that it permeates everything we are and will be, because we already are. So continuing to slowly open your eyes, looking and seeing the divineness in all, expressing the love, being the love, and being it all. And so it is.
Let's all sing this together. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let's do it one more time. I am so blessed. am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
For our prosperity blessing, and we can say it together, please. Divine love flows from me as a spirit of generosity. I know that as I give generously, I enter the flow of abundance. Every good possibility comes into view as I swim in the stream of infinite good. I am harmony of divine love, blessed and overflowing, and so it is.
What's your definition of it? How's it make you feel? Tell me what you'd say to truly make it real. Kings and queens, philosophers have tried so hard to find. Tell me what it means to you, dear. Never mind. Love is kind when the world is cold. Love stays strong when the fight gets old. Love is a shoulder to lean on. Love is you. Love's like the water when the well runs dry. It quench my thirst, keeps me alive. Love's what I want to hold on to. Love is you. 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 Is it possible that there's a love that's so divine? I know I'm not a fool, it's not all in my mind. Is there something chemical a scientist might say? Love is such a blessing to make me feel this way. 'Cause love's my permission to be who I am. No inhibitions 'cause you understand. Freedom to breathe, oh, oh, love is you. Love's like a kiss when the sun goes down. Holds me tight when no one's around. Love's what I wanna hold on to. Love is you. 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 Love is kind, it makes me stronger. I don't have to look no longer. Love is what I cling to. Love is you. When the chips are down, love will stick around. I'm so glad I found love is you. As much as I've tried to clarify, love's quite simple, no need to try. The perfect definition, love is you. Love is you. Love is you. Love is you. Thank you. Thank you, beloved.
How beautiful. And as our ushers come forward, we want to thank these gifts, and we say together, we give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Thank you. And I don't see any youth coming up. Oh, I do. They're coming from the side, so lucky us. So we're going to thank our youth as they come up.
1, 2, 3, and we are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light, as the
Good morning. Our lesson today was about getting to know ourselves, which is aligned with the second unity principle of I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me. And so we made jars, want to hold it up, or a container, and to explore, to fill the container with all the gifts you find that are existing within you. So we're going to fill our jars with things that we find throughout our life experience daily or in nature, and then we can look at that jar maybe when we're having a rough day or when things are good as well, and to remind ourselves that that divinity that we are is always within us and inside us. So that's what we did today.
Thank you. How wonderful. And now's a favorite time for me to say thank you. And I want to thank all the musicians that we have. And, you know, one thing that I was thinking, as Katrina said, you know, she had been singing and her voice might not be as strong. All of our musicians have a lot of gigs, and they're always really busy. And their gigs happen to be usually late at night, but they still show up for us bright and shiny on Sunday morning. So we really do appreciate that. So thank you so much. And we want to thank Robin for such a wonderful gift of sharing who she is and her divine love. We want to thank everyone in the back that brings their own talents. Without you, our online community wouldn't be connected to us, and that's so important because we are such a church without walls. And I want to thank Debbie and everyone else who has helped clean this week. We have so many people that do so many things. Thank you for the ushers, and thank you for each of you, because you are Unity of Richmond. And a special shout out and thank to our prayer chaplains who are always available to pray with you after church. And there will be someone coming up probably in a bit to pray with us after church. Here they come. So, and all your prayers are always held in confidence, so feel free to come up for that. And now we will end with the prayer for protection and our peace song. And together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Ryan, you're out next week.